Check, check, 1 2. Check, check, 1 2. We are
Before we
live.
start,
I believe in check.
oh,
We're live on the internet. Why did you need me to stop? I'm sorry. You said it too late.
I know. I was just gonna say it was nice to see you at the protests, and I was gonna talk about that for a second, but
We,
you know,
we can definitely we will have opportunities to talk about that because I wanted to talk to you about that as well. But no, we're here to talk about live train news. Welcome to the Terminus podcast. This is episode number 266, or live show number 9. This is the second episode of 2026. I wasn't actually sure if we were going to have a show today because I was a little bit enamored with the current NFL playoffs, among other things. But I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. My pronouns are he, him. TJ, go.
what's up? I'm TJ. Pronouns they, them, she, her. Uh, what's cracking, folks?
What's cracking? Okay, and
Um,
can you follow up what's cracking?
no, I don't think I can. I'm Nick. Pronouns he, him. I'm a cool guy. I'm just kind of here. What's cracking?
hey, that's my intellectual property, bitch.
Oh, right. Okay, well, there goes the monetization immediately. Uh,
No, it's been like 35 seconds, 40 seconds. Come on.
anyway, we're here to discuss trains and train news and all of the adjacent things. Of course, we must begin with the Class 1 Mantle of Responsibility, and before I say that, all of the important links are down in the description. There's a document called the Cargoes that has all of the links to all of the stuff for the show and around the show, including our website, our Discord. You can join us live at theironhorseman.com/discord, and those with rank are able to join the show at any time to discuss railroad news of their choice. I'm going to drop a line to the rest of the server right now. The Mantle of Responsibility, we've got 5 things in total. I'm actually going to start with the non-class one because it might be the best one. Although I don't know if there were... Okay, nobody was injured. Okay, so it might be the best one. The Reading Blue Mountain, or the Reading and Northern, struck a tractor trailer hauling butter.
Why'd you have to say its full legal name?
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, the R and N, the 2102 2102 foamers, the people with the big chooch, but not the really big chooch. Yeah,
Moderately sized, appropriate chooch.
the average chooch. I don't
But
know.
definitely perfect for their partner.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's average. But anyway, I've seen the thing. It looks impressive. Yeah,
What
so
she said?
a train struck a tractor trailer in Luzerne County, which was hauling butter. A slippery situation. Nobody was injured, and the trailer was crushed, spilling butter all over the road. I bet that smelled great after a little while. Actually, I guess it's wintertime, so it's probably not that bad. That was on January the 6th. 4 days later, on January 10th, Norfolk Southern had their only incident that was reported to us of the period. And this was kind of a doozy. At 9:51 a.m., Dorchester County Fire Rescue responded to a train derailment near the Kion North America plant. I don't know what that is, but the train involved hazardous materials, so it's probably some sort of chemical plant or whatever. There was an alert due to a chlorine leak from the train. There was a shelter-in-place order reported for our 1.5 mile radius around the place, which this is actually the most detailed post I've ever seen about such a thing. Chemical might be chlorobenzene. Just spoke with an emergency official. There is no immediate danger. More information will be released. And that was a few hours later. That was about 1 in the afternoon. But there's like a detailed guide of what to do. Shelter in place, go indoors, close and seal doors and windows, turn off HVAC. If you are not in the area, avoid the area. Do not drive toward it to check. And let responders do their job. And this also symptoms of chlorine exposure and stuff like that. Chlorobenzene is not a choking agent, less immediately lethal but still hazardous. If people smell something, The odor might be milder and less irritating than chlorine. That does not mean it's safe. This is such a long post. And at the very end of the post, you finally get to the meat of it, the actual derailment, which I thought that was somebody's fence. That's an overturned hopper car. I do welcome everyone to go and look at these pictures. I will throw... None of them are particularly cinematic, but there is a video that just blew my ears out, and I apologize if that transferred to the audience as well. Ow. Yeah, these are all available in the Cargos document under Class 1 Manual of Responsibility and then Norfolk Southern. BNSF had a hat trick this past week. They had an incident on the 4th, an incident on the 5th, and an incident on the 6th, which these are their first ones in 2026, which I just realized I wrote 2025 for the other two. Whoops. And I think they're mostly harmless, so I can laugh about this. There is one that was got caught on a virtual rail fan and then eventually posted to Reddit of somebody taking a left turn onto the train tracks instead of onto a road.
Absolutely insane thumbnail on that one, by the way.
Oh, really?
The thumbnail was awful. Hold on, I'll see if I can pull up. I'll see if I can get a screenshot.
I don't know what the thumbnail looked like. But yeah, the car turns the corner onto the train tracks, gets stuck, sits there for like a solid, yeah, almost 10 minutes, and then the train shows up and just pushes it along. I think I remember this thumbnail now. Is it the Back to the Future one? Because
no, hold on, it's this one.
I swear I saw a. Go ahead and throw it in the
they
public
fixed
thread.
it. Oh, hold on, I'm an idiot. 1 second, I got the wrong damn screenshot.
I was gonna say that's what it looks like to me.
I'm a really smart guy. Okay.
Anyhow, that was the 5th. The 6th, there is one that we don't have a video of, but we have a video of the aftermath, which is a tractor being hit by a train. A teenage tractor driver escaped injury when their vehicle stalled at a crossing and then was hit by a freight train. So we've got BNSF hitting a car, BNSF hitting a tractor, which is hauling like a tilling attachment. And then
the BNSF hit themselves.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, what is the last one? Yeah, no, it's wrong part of Arizona for you, but
close. I was at that railroad crossing with Tyler less than a month ago. In the second picture in that article, I guess the first picture, second, because the first one's video, you can see like the crossing mast, and I rail ended that crossing like less than a month ago with Tyler, and yeah, kind of just backed into each other, really fast. You're not supposed to do that. The tank cars were loaded with hazardous materials.
Oh, of course.
But they didn't spill. They closed the road for like 2 hours. Wasn't really that bad. It's open now. It's all kind of fixed now.
So what happened? They were just shunting and they gunned it into the other line of cars?
It's right at the auto facility in Phoenix, and they were just switching auto racks, and they kind of just went a little bit too fast, and they didn't realize fast enough.
Oh yeah, and empty auto racks weigh like 3 pounds. So
no, they loaded. All of the auto
they were loaded? Oh no.
Yeah, so the Phoenix auto facility is one of the very rare facilities that takes in loads and produces loads. So everything that goes in and out of Phoenix is loaded when it comes to auto racks. And they were all loads, which means every car in that cut had to be scrapped for a loss.
Oh my god. That's so rough.
Auto rack derailments are generally the most expensive derailments.
I was reading yesterday about one of the large major derailments in the early history of the auto train, and the train the train was hit by a log truck, and the whole train went off the track, and the front of the train was where the auto carriers were at that point in time. Like in the modern day auto train, they're in the back, but they used to be in the front. And so basically they just all piled into one another, and 200 or 300 people on the train. I don't know how many cars were in there, but I have to assume just about every single one of them was a total loss. Imagine you're like
Yeah.
you're on the train going to Disney World, and instead you end up in a motel, and your car is destroyed, and your luggage that was in the car is destroyed, and you're not going to Disney World anymore.
The the um when a new car is involved in a train derailment, even if the car it's in didn't derail, you can't really. The insurance companies don't like you selling cars that were involved in any way, shape, or form in a train derailment, even if they didn't derail.
I'm
There's some
shocked.
sort of, by some belief, there's some sort of legal liability there. And so every one of those cars, generally, even in like the cut, even if it didn't derail and it was like 50 cars away, still has is it considered a total loss on the road.
Damn.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
unfortunate.
because the Chevy Malibu that's 10 cars away from the site of the derailment, when the owner forgets to put oil in it and seizes the engine in 55,000 miles, he's gonna say, "Oh,
They can
this is BNSF's fault."
exactly.
Um, anyway, those are the wrecks for the week. CPKC retains its hold on the Class 1 Mantle of Responsibility. It is the Class 1 that has wrecked least recently. Um, my vote for best wreck is the Butter wreck. Although there are so many good ones, honestly. What about you two?
Butter wreck. Can't really beat that.
Gotta be butter. Yeah, yeah. Gotta be butter.
Listen, butter makes everything better. I didn't understand why people liked movie popcorn until I had it slathered in butter.
Of
I used
course.
I used to be anti popcorn. Um, anyway, we should get on to the news. And before the show, we were talking about something that's near and dear to my heart, which is uh, Providence and Worcester's nighttime freight, WODA, which runs Worcester to Davisville, or I should say
Ran.
ran Worcester to Davisville. Uh, recently, I learned that this train no longer exists. It just runs to what you say? It runs to Valley Falls now.
It sort of there's nobody really knows what's going on, I think.
Well, I hope someone does.
Um it maybe it is running, maybe it isn't running. I think it might be running as PR2. It runs the road freight runs to Valley Falls, and then I think PR2 takes it to Davisville, and
I,
that
I've
runs but the problem is that runs at the same time as WODA, so it's not really like they run PR2 just late now, which I guess kind of is still WODA, just not as fun to say.
I thought PR2 and PR3 were morning trains.
Apparently, it's not now. PR2 isn't.
So what?
WODA
They're
or PR3 is.
yeah. I was gonna say I've heard that PR3 is handling it, and I know PR3 is the morning switcher that does like the Port of Providence and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, a road freight that just runs Worcester to Valley Falls, I mean, is more lame, but makes a lot of sense because that's got to be a miserable run to run from Worcester down to Davisville. I mean, you leave Worcester at like 9 o'clock at night, and I know these crews they end up being on shift because they have to end up back in Worcester on shift until like 3, 4 in the morning. That sucks. I wouldn't want to do that. But if these duties are being handed over to PR3, which is what I initially heard, uh, then it would be a morning train, which seems like something you would not want to do because it would conflict with Amtrak and, uh, well, Amtrak south of Wickford Junction, but MBTA everywhere else. I don't know. It seems like a weird choice, but I don't know. They're
It's
doing what they're
weird.
doing. Uh,
And speaking of trains that no longer exist,
yeah, I was about to say.
today the very first 265 and 264, which are former 22 and 23K, the 265 that left Air today went over the BNA. It did not go through the Hoosick Tunnel.
Like if you cry every time.
Um, but so now that you've lost two more trains at the tunnel. So as far as I'm aware, now you have the 11R, and they resymboled. So they got rid of the stack trains, obviously, not the quote unquote stack trains,
The single stack trains.
the single stack trains. And so they still have the trash train,
Yay.
and they still have um
They have a local, right?
yeah, they have 16 and 17R, and those still run through the tunnel. And
So
they have a
if you
local.
so if you're going to see trains of the Hoosick Tunnel, I'm sorry, you really missed the boat on trains that run on a regular basis at a
Yeah.
consistent time.
So now everything runs out of East Deerfield, which those who know, anything East Deerfield is not consistent. Uh, because they run EDMO and MOED, which are the Berkshire Eastern trains, to the CSX interchange at Mohawk, New York, and then they're
Which is like Mechanicsville, which is the western end
basically
of
just,
the B&M.
yeah, it's the very far end of the B&M. And then there is 11 or 16R and 17R, which is the through freight to East Deerfield, the NS run through freight to East Deerfield. That still exists.
Oh,
I thought it didn't, but it does.
okay.
And then there is, ooh, excuse me.
There would be a local that runs East Deerfield and then services, because there's at least one industry, or at least there was one, on the line that used to run all the way down to Adams from North Adams. So,
Yeah, and there is NA1, but I don't think that goes through the tunnel. And I think it's ED9 that takes the cars over to North Adams,
oh, okay.
maybe,
Hmm.
and switches whatever industry is between East Deerfield and North Adams.
Well,
All like two.
it's something. It's something. I wish them luck. Oh, Lord Misanthrope says if it was a margarine wreck, it would have been worse about the butter wreck. And you know, that is true, but I can't believe that it was
It's
butter.
not butter.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we don't have links for this stuff. This is, I mean, it's a step above rumor mill. Like we know that it's happening, but we don't have, like, no one's reporting on this. These are the things that the mainstream media won't tell you about. At least with the
Yeah,
Moda stuff, we do
the
actually have one link about the NS stack train change from Trainsmack. That's going to go in the cargoes if people want to read up on that. Stack trains through state line is going to be the name of that for anyone who wants to read into it. If you have a Trains Mag subscription, which I don't, so I don't know what it says. In other
board over there,
news,
TJ.
What?
yeah, no, TJ, what's some railroad news that's on
You
your
want it over
mind?
there, TJ? What are you bored?
No, no, I'm not bored. I'm frustrated with fucking DaVinci Resolve right now.
Oh, so you're doing other things while you're on the podcast. That's very interesting.
No,
Jail.
no, I'm not because I'm frustrated. Um, not doing anything productive because the stupid program won't do what I want it to do.
Well, they're not editing the
railroad
podcast,
news.
that's for sure.
That's for sure.
If we want to talk about something being productive, I do have good news,
Oh,
which is the Amtrak Mardi Gras service will get an additional coach for, let's see, starting Friday, running continuously through the Carnival season, which I don't know what dates those are. I would hope it would say so down here in this article
Wait,
somewhere. But
I just got caught up on the chat. That thumbnail is insane.
yeah, no, I put it up on screen for a while there.
Oh god,
But
who's that guy?
That's Mike Sir. He's like the
Mike
president
Sir?
and CEO of Virtual Rail Fan.
Oh my god.
Mr. Mike Sir.
My dad talked to that guy for like 45 minutes one time.
Mr. Mike Sir.
The bonus car will be added to trains 23 and 26 of the 4 itineraries between Mobile and New Orleans, according to news, blah, blah. So these are the sort of morning and afternoon trains, so 6:30 train and the 5:31 train. Train 23 is the westbound towards New Orleans, and train 26 is the eastbound towards Mobile. So basically, if you're taking a day trip in New Orleans, this is the additional capacity for that. Mardi Gras has been a pretty good hit, it seems like. They also added an additional car every time the New Orleans Saints had a football game over the course of the season, which I didn't realize. That's very cool. It's nice to see sort of a proactive approach to capacity like this, because they know they're going to need more, or they know that they could benefit more people by getting more capacity on this, because you've got events going on.
Do you mean to tell me? Do you mean to tell me that induced demand also works for transit?
Incredibly, yeah. Build it and they will come, I think is what we were talking about last episode. Quote, this route is currently earning the highest ratings in customer satisfaction of any of Amtrak's lines in the entire United States, and we're thrilled to share the Mardi Gras spirit with even more people. That was a quote from Clark. It doesn't say who Clark is. I'm sure it mentions it up here. Clark.
Just Clark.
Yeah, it just says Clark.
Clark.
Yo, they got Clark here. I got my boy Clark.
But that came out of an early December meeting of the Southern Rail Commission in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Which, there's another thing, it's worth keeping an eye on. Every place in the U.S., and probably most places around the world, has got a local rail commission of some description. Oh, shoot, Kaiser had said I was going to put my hand up to bring that up. You can put your hand up now, and you can jump in on any details that I haven't discussed. But see, this is my heads up to anyone that wants to jump in on the podcast. I don't believe there's a time limit for leaving your hand up. So if you've got something on the brain, you can put your hand up, and we can see the order in which those hands go up, and we can come around to people as we can. So keep attuned to your local rail agency that can agitate for things like this. Now let's get somebody else here on the show. Kaiser, and welcome to the show. She's still muted. I guess not. Something seems to be going on. Oh, there we go. Yes,
I
no?
had my headphones on.
Oh, there you go. Are you gonna
I had my
go
headphones on? You know those crappy.
You gonna take a ride to New Orleans?
Well, I might. I'm going to Shreveport in not next week, but the week after.
Okay.
So I'm in driving distance. It's about a 2-hour drive, but driving distance. I was just gonna say I'll be completely honest. I just wanted to talk about it in general. I don't really know anything about the Mardi Gras service.
Well, the baseline
I don't stay
is
focused on it because I know.
Oh, sorry. There's a lot of
The
delay.
biggest news to me. Oh, sorry. That's why I'm connected to the internet. That's probably why. So, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the biggest surprise for me with the Mardi Gras service is when, in maybe, I don't know, give or take a couple years, they say, "Hey, we want to run this train to Tampa." And I'm going to be sitting there like, hey, it should be like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. Hey, I've seen this one before. No, that's Marty McFly.
No, well,
you know what I'm talking
I know what you mean. You're crossing the streams a little bit, but I totally get what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and or go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the Mardi Gras service, just at a baseline for those who don't know what we're talking about, which I should have said, twice daily connection between Mobile and New Orleans. As mentioned, it stops in Pascagoula. Is that how you pronounce that? Pascagoula, Biloxi, Gulfport, and Bay St. Louis.
No, I got to just back up a minute here. You are the first person I have ever heard to butcher Biloxi that bad.
Really, that's how I always heard it around here.
You called it Biloxi?
Yeah,
It's Biloxi.
Biloxi, huh?
Yeah, even I knew that.
Oh, okay.
SMH.
Okay. All right. Yeah, pile it on.
I will, for your information.
Well, I can understand most Mississippi town names are hard to pronounce for people from up north or out west because they're all like random crap. Like, I mean, we have a town called Possum Neck for, you know, like,
Or
but
is it not just pronounced
Biloxi is
Possum Neck?
No,
Biloxi
it's
is
pronounced
the simple one.
Pasumnik, obviously.
No, but we also have a town called Shabuda.
I think I remember that from
Which is-
Family Guy. In Bay St. Louis is another very strange name, but the service drew more than 46,000 passengers in its first 90 days. It's beating projections. This started back in August of last year. And that stat line was from December. The line is now on track to more than double Amtrak's initial 12-month estimate of 71,000 riders. So, the induced demand is
here's
real.
another pronunciation thing you might be interested in hearing. Bay St. Louis is only pronounced Bay St. Louis by people who don't live on the Mississippi River border or the Mississippi River side of Mississippi. Everybody, middle of the state, Jackson East, calls it Bay St. Louis. If you live on the river, you call it Bay St. Louis because you mostly got that French or your at this point it isn't French anymore, Cajun.
Yeah, you've got the proximity to New Orleans there.
Yeah, or no, it's all of Louisiana sounds like that. New Orleans is the weakest.
It's because of all
the weakest level of that accent. The rest of it's like it gets the further away from the city you get, the worse the accent is.
Well, the food is great all around.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this is a really great success story. I mean, we've talked about this before. We have talked about the Borealis as well, beating out projections. And what do you know? These corridor services do extraordinarily well. You connect you connect places that are within a couple of hours with half decent. This is like 2 round trips a day, which isn't a lot, but it's a lot more than 0.
And now they need to connect. They need to connect Meridian to Jackson.
Yeah,
and to Vicksburg.
If you've got that connection, and Jackson already has the city of New Orleans runs through north south.
I think so.
Yeah, tie it up to another service, and you're golden.
Well, I will stop jawing now.
Well, thank you for coming on. I wish I had noticed that you were trying to jump on earlier because I know I covered a lot of the facts there before you got a chance to interject. But yeah, this is news from your neck of the woods, and if you, dear viewer, are thinking about news from your neck of the woods, you're welcome to join us at theironhorseman.com/discord and jump into the event space and put your hand up for those that have rank. If I already know you from somewhere else, like if you know me, you can give me the heads up. The process to get somebody in is usually if somebody is jumping in from the audience, from the community.
I'm gonna go jump into the basement and get my laundry. Actually, I'll be right back.
Okay. Nick,
One more strike.
Do you have anything on your mind as far as Railroad news goes, other than stuff that you're going to be in the vicinity of in a couple of weeks?
I will be at the Big E, but I have model railroad news to talk about. But that's not.
No, I want to hear about the model railroad news. What's up?
I'm just working on some locomotives. I sprayed primer on a locomotive. I've been itching to continue painting, and I probably would be if I wasn't doing this podcast.
I'm glad you're not doing it during the show, unlike some people.
I know, unlike some people, so rude. And no, it's been good. I just I don't have a lot of rail news. There's not a lot going on around me right now. It's pretty boring, other than BNSF putting cars on the ground.
Well, we did have sort of a not quite a reciprocal switching thing, but between BNSF and Union Pacific. We got this article about BNSF temporarily using a pair of Union Pacific's lines in California. I don't know if you caught that.
I did not.
So I'll throw it into the public thread so that you can see. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's not the correct. It's this one that our viewer Mopac had sent us. And I will say for the audience, we have a channel on our Discord where you can drop us railroad news to cover on the show like this. So apparently there's a ballast pit in Elsie, which is adjacent to some UP lines, and BNSF has been granted temporary trackage rights over those lines by a decision by the Surface Transportation Board. So this does actually sound like reciprocal switching in action. It doesn't. There's not a lot of details in here as to why, but they got rights for the entire year. Ends on December 31st, 2026. What's interesting to me is this is the first time I've heard of this being put into practice. You know, we've talked a lot about reciprocal switching and about what it could mean for an industry that's close to more than one Class 1. I don't know if this is the first example of those rules actually being applied, but if it is, that's pretty meaningful, right?
This is on the WP, so I see what the problem is. I'm guessing this ballast track, is off of a very small little branch line. And so the UP's argument was, well, technically, they don't have trackage rights on the branch line. So they can't service the industry. They can't get the ballast from them because technically they don't have trackage rights here. But they did. So LUP, another common L by Union Pacific.
Well, it sounds like they've given them trackage rights now, right? Like the STB has said, like, no, you can have the trackage rights. So, was this an argument of like a previously standing, I would say agreement, but I mean the opposite of that?
Not really. I'm not really sure on it. I mean, generally these things, like, obviously UP and BNSF are pretty bitter rivals and kind of obviously hate each other. And so I would assume it's just UP being picky and thinking, well, we can delay the service at a minimum. They did that. They have a history of doing that, and at least delaying service for the other railroad.
And so they went to the STB, and the STB said, "Suck it up."
And the STB was like, "No, it's fine. Like, suck it up. Skill issue. LOL."
Actually, I have a question for you. Speaking of BNSF, because you weren't here on the last show when we talked about Warren Buffett stepping down. Do you think that will have any implications?
I mean, maybe Warren Buffett was. I mean, it's Berkshire Hathaway is controlled by a board, and a merger would. BNSF's got a parent company. The other railroads are publicly owned, so it's kind of a whole legal game of, well, would Berkshire Hathaway sell off BNSF, and CSX would acquire it, but CSX isn't really big enough to acquire it. So Berkshire Hathaway would have to acquire CSX, but does Berkshire Hathaway want to have to deal with acquiring CSX and dealing with the legal loopholes? And it's a whole thing.
But you're saying this does open the door for those kinds of things, because as I understand, Warren Buffett really liked trains, right?
It does. It could open the door. Warren Buffett was a foamer, and the NSF had a presence in Omaha, and kind of, we don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you don't generally know these things until UP and NS say, by the way, we're merging. LOL. And that's about all you can do.
Kaiser asks, I didn't understand the Buffett stuff. Does Warren Buffett no longer own BNSF, or is he just not on the board? He still owns what? Like still owns Berkshire Hathaway.
He owns Berkshire, or he's at least a part of their board, or he is the majority owner of Berkshire Hathaway, and that's where he's stepping down. BNSF is owned by Berkshire Hathaway, So it's kind of, sort of, yes, no, maybe, I don't know.
So he's no longer exerting his control because he's stepping down from his
Right.
management position, but he does still own, you know, he still owns what he owns. He just
Right.
isn't controlling it. It's just gonna, he's turned on cookie clicker mode. It's gonna make money for him on the side instead of him doing anything with it. Uh, yeah, that's my understanding of the situation. Now the guy is
That's
95. I don't know how long anything of this is gonna last, but
nobody knows.
you can't take it with you. Uh, Mossy Mug says Warren Buffett probably has a secret model railroad layout. I think it's not secret. It's called BNSF.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't. Yeah, I think his secret railroad is his freelance railroad is BNSF.
Now, wouldn't
So
it be really something if we find out he models CSX? It's like,
that'd be funny.
what's going on here?
What's going on there, TJ? You bored?
Yeah, you're really putting me to sleep, Achilles. Can we talk about something else?
What do you want to talk about?
Probably 2 foot or something.
Fuck! I didn't think this far ahead.
you had the whole time of moving your laundry around to figure out something from the list.
Well, okay, I had to go up and down 3 flights of stairs with the laundry basket.
Sounds like an excuse.
We didn't make it to the WWF. We got invited
Okay,
a couple of weeks
go
ago.
both ways to do my laundry. Okay, so I don't want to hear.
Oh, we're talking 2 foot. Come on in, Mossy. What do you got to talk about with 2 foot?
Oh, is there a hand up? Yeah, let's get the audience
He said if
member
we're
in
talking
here.
2 foot, I might come in. So come on in.
Hi.
What's
Hey,
going on? What did we miss? I know we were
First
supposed to
time
come
caller,
on.
long time listener.
Hi. Absolutely nothing.
Oh, damn.
So actually, last Saturday, we did one of our first 3 of the year pop-up trains. So basically,
Are they
just like
inflatable?
a train that that would be really cool, but unfortunately, no. I don't think that would
No, they're
be
made of
very
cardboard.
safe. That's just Pan Am.
Rest in peace, Pan Am. They were you
R.I.P. in peace.
Yeah. It's time to go. Was I a good railroad? No.
No, you were awful.
But you were ours, okay? I liked Pan
Yeah.
Am.
Pan Am might be awful. Listen, Pan Am, it might be a toilet, but it's my toilet. And
Yeah.
I'm the only one that can shit
It
on
is,
it.
yeah, it was New England's
pardon my
toilet,
French.
and I do miss I do miss Pan Am sometimes.
I honestly, I just think that my favorite part about Pan Am was just, growing up. What really got me or part of what got me into trains was when I was a teenager-ish kid. Actually no, I was kind of like a kid, late kid, early teenager.
Late kid.
Anyway,
I like to consider
I was a
myself a
late
late kid too, honestly.
I literally lived right on the tracks on the back road that go through Auburn in Maine. So it's not unheard of for at least once a day for a Pan Am locomotive to be going. At
Off
that
the
point, it was
tracks.
probably 50 feet from my bedroom.
Shoot.
Well, but yeah, that was really cool, and I'm just nostalgic for Pan Am.
I like that they didn't hate
Also,
the B&M. Yeah, and they didn't try to close everything.
I like Pan Am
the
more
Baked
than
Beans Company?
Gulford, even though objectively
Yeah.
Gulford is the better of the two. I did want to actually talk about 2 foot though. I don't want to get too far off on our,
Yeah.
on our nostalgia
I
here.
would love to
I
talk
would
about
love
2
to
foot.
do a round robin of how we all got into trains, but I have to ask.
Too many live conversations in the past 2 days. I'm good.
Yeah, I am easily distracted if you couldn't tell.
Well, my question is, assuming that you actually have gone down to the railroad lately, which I hope that you have,
I have past couple weeks.
has everything been running with the vacuum brakes now?
Yeah, I mean, things have been going really well with the vacuum brakes. They work incredibly. I mean, I think they work so well that some crews have had difficulty stopping far enough.
Oh, they
Like
put the brakes on
they
too soon.
exactly, because they're not used to having such power at their disposal.
No, yeah, they don't have to worry about human reaction time. First of all,
Exactly.
uh,
And unfortunately, as a brakeman, I'm kind of out of a job
I know,
Yeah.
right? Like
for
that's
switching and yeah,
They
unless
took
it's
our
for switching and
jobs.
pulling.
thanks a lot. This
Um,
is the I can't believe they put AI into
No, this is truly like the OG Luddite situation.
I'm trying to
The
find
Luddite situation is
an
crazy.
acronym for AI that would mean vacuum brakes, and I get the A stands for air and the I stands for
I don't have a job.
okay.
Air, I don't have a
Air,
job.
air
That's
is leaving the brake cylinder.
Air is no.
But no, I mean, I'm glad I got to experience being a brakeman for the one day that I got to do that, and now we're on to the future, I guess. Which
Yeah, the future is now, old man.
it's a
Which
real
I can say
shame.
because you're
Uh,
older than me.
After all this time and effort that's been put into the vacuum brake system, among other things, it is fantastic that the railroad is finally at a place where it can be used. It is going to make things simpler. It's going to make things safer. But I do feel like that Luddite feeling of like, well, now we're missing something. You know, it's the going to oil instead of coal. It is the well, it's driving an automatic instead of a manual. It's you know, there are improvements, but we used to do the thing. It used to be authentic, and now I don't know. What am I supposed to do as a brakeman? Talk to the customers? Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you're basically a glorified car host.
I was gonna say, what do you want me to be, a car host?
Yeah.
But
I don't
on
want
the
to. I
other
don't want to
hand,
go into
it
the
is-
trains and talk to people. In
on the other
seriously,
hand,
I
it
like
is
that.
really nice to not have to stand out in the cold vestibule in the winter.
Yeah. Well, I remember the Mother's Day train where you were just like soaked all the way to the bone, standing on the front
Oh
platform of the
my
coach.
god.
Um,
Or,
hey, you were
was it
smiling.
the spring work weekend.
That's all
Oh,
that counts.
Mason just gave me the right thing. AI stands for air inverted.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
And Dean goes,
I like that.
"It's time to learn to do something else. I can't turn a brake wheel anymore."
I am looking to learn how to drive a certain diesel locomotive. Though I'll see when I get to that. Hopefully within the year.
Your diesel locomotive has to work first.
No, the other one.
Oh, okay. I would
little
like to
tap.
drive a Model T rail car. Sounds like fun.
That would be pretty cool, though it looks extremely complicated.
Well, it looks like whatever. I just forgot that I need to be continually adding things into the list of links in the cargoes document. I have forgotten to put in the things that we were talking about. What else has been going on in the world of railroading? I'll kick it back to my co-hosts here. I hope that in this
I mean,
downtime
I
where
could-
my co-hosts are not talking, they can look at the list of news that we have. And
Well, I don't have news. I have one last 2-foot ism.
oh, absolutely, go ahead.
Yeah, I've been working on the Forney, getting it ready for its debut, I will say, at the Big E this year. And it is not running yet. And unfortunately, I've only broken it worse.
Oh, what happened?
I had to reset the headlight inside the headlight enclosure, and one of the wires has come off the terminal of the microscopic LED.
I don't think it's supposed to do that.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
awesome. Thanks.
luckily, so it's fiber optic cable as well.
Oh.
So luckily, the tip of the wire that came off is still tinned. It
Just
didn't
the tip?
fray. Yep. And so I think if I heat it up a little bit with a soldering iron, I could just kind of stick it back on and call it a day because it is in the place it needs to be now. so I won't have to fiddle with it really anymore. But so now I have to rewire the speaker and fix the little headlight. So, but I did also order some Northwest Shortline wheels. They are. Let me check the status. I was hoping to get them before the Big E, but it's not looking good because I wanted to have my WWF caboose that I custom built. I was waiting. I was hoping to have the locomotive and the custom kit bashed WWF caboose like together for the Big E, so I could run them together. But they're still waiting for details. It says so. Don't think
Huh.
of getting it anytime soon.
Wonder
I think
what
they might.
details.
I think they might special make them. I think they're like they're. I think they're like kind of a special order type deal now. So I think like I ordered them and they're gonna like produce them maybe.
The guy's
But
on
I don't think I
vacation.
can-
The parts
Yeah.
are like made to order.
What was that?
I said I think most of those like detail parts, because it's like that even with modern stuff. A lot of it's made to order.
Yeah, because these
Yeah,
are
yeah.
these are HON30 metal wheels that are made for like a specific type of truck that is also not like Grant Line trucks aren't really made anymore. There's like a second company that makes them off of the old molds, but like the company itself doesn't exist anymore. So I have a feeling that Northwest Shortline doesn't just have a stockpile of these wheel sets lying around.
Shame.
Yeah, but so I will paint the caboose and I'm gonna try to get everything as done as I can. I know it's just I went from not having anything to do to having way too much to do. And
Real life.
January is already half over, and in less than a week it will be the Big E. Well, no,
No.
2 weeks. 2 weeks it'll be.
Don't scare me like that.
No. I was reading. I'm looking at the calendar, and I was saying less than a week from a date from because 19th
Less
is
than a week from now.
so yeah, so the 19th is a holiday, and so I was looking at that on the calendar and saying it's less than a week away because I'm kind of just living until the 19th. So,
Yeah,
Understandable.
me too. I'm kind of just like vibing.
yeah,
Trying to get
I have to get through because the 19th I have a holiday, and then Friday I'm taking a half day for someone in this chat so we can explore Boston.
I
I
don't know what that is.
I like
Yeah, we're gonna visit the MIT museum. We're gonna ride all the transit. It's gonna be so fun, Mossy Mug.
I can't wait to look at all the technology.
Yeah,
make sure you go and ride the PCCs. They'll only be around for 10 more
I
years,
have
is
never
what they
done
said
that.
20 years ago.
they also just like didn't they do a bunch of modifications to
Yeah.
the facilities to like keep them updated, and they're like fixing them.
Yeah, we were actually talking about this a couple episodes ago, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's right around the corner. We're just doing a couple more repairs on the various.
We're just rejuvenating a few more.
Yeah,
we
just a
just
few
want to get
more.
a few more running again.
Um, I
Also, like they're pros at
Is
fixing
that-
those things now, apparently.
yeah, because they keep
they,
crashing
like,
them.
Well, yeah, because apparently this like specific shop that works on the PCCs like makes their own parts and stuff like that, and so they're just kind of like the skunk works of the MBTA, from what I understand.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
That's not. Do they also are they the ones that maintain Snowzilla? Because if so,
I hope
they're
so.
definitely the skunk works of the
I hope
MBTA.
so.
All right. Well, Mossy, was there anything else you wanted to bring up about the 2 foot or otherwise?
Nope, that's all I had.
All right. Well, it's great to hear an update from the actual happiest place on Earth, Maine.
Not Walt
So-
Disney.
I'll see you at the Big E.
I will see you there.
All right. And if you, dear viewer, have a piece of railroad news that you want to talk about, and it can be news, it can be stuff from your local area, anything like that, feel free to put your hands up in the chat, and we can have you on. Oh, we've got a repeat customer. Kaiser, what's
MBTA
going on?
skunk works was not on my bingo
Oh, I got to
card.
change the audio output quick again. My phone sets it to not speaker every time. I have to reset it. Anyway, news to me. MBTA Skunk Works was not on my Terminus bingo card.
All right. Yeah, no, it wasn't on mine either. But hey, if I still gave episodes titles, I think that would be the winner. Uh, did you have a piece of news that you wanted to talk about, or was it just that?
Oh no, I had news. I gotta find the link again.
Okay.
I'm talking to a friend of mine in DMs, and I got distracted. Uh, where was it?
Well, while you
It
look
is
to that,
the
while you look for that, I'm going to circle back around to the light rail talk for just a minute, and say that there is another article which is an update about the floating bridge with light rail on it in Seattle. Uh,
Yeah, I'm okay. Do you know what that is? I've been like, so it's an actual floating bridge.
yeah, yeah, it's an actual floating bridge.
Is it?
If I recall
Yeah,
correctly, they have more than one of them.
I thought it was in Portland.
No, it's in Seattle. It's what is the name of the lake? It is. You know what? This shows me the name of everything except for the name of the lake. Oh, it's called Lake Washington in Seattle because they're extremely, they're extremely creative out there. Uh, it's the Lake Washington. It's called the Homer M. Hadley Memorial Bridge. It is technically two bridges next to one another. One is for eastbound Interstate 90. The other is for westbound Interstate 90, and also the 2 line of the light rail, which is soon to be opened. Uh, it has taken another step, as they say. Placed at one of its last milestones, a move that will set the stage for Sound Transit to finally announce a grand opening date. So they don't have a date yet, but it's going to be soon, TM. They started pre-revenue service in December, as mentioned, and yeah, the entire line is going to be a
I found
7.4
my link.
mile connection. What did you find?
The inspector who fainted during during the inspection.
Of the light rail or of something else?
No, on the in let me what is it? I gotta find the it keeps kicking me off the article. It's Mew sent it on the 10th.
Okay, let me see if
Yesterday.
I can find it.
It is
Inspector faints during train inspection. Stranger pulls him to safety.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
about that. That's crazy.
the guy, and according to the article, it doesn't really say what caused it. It just says there's an investigation going on, but it does describe him as vomiting, disoriented, and too weak to walk, which to me sounds a lot like chlorine.
Could be, although there'd be a lot of like irritation, right?
Well, I mean, vomiting and disorientation is consistent with chlorine gas exposure, but
Oh, couldn't he have like food poisoning maybe?
I
well,
mean,
yeah,
sure, but
that
I don't know how
too,
much
but
food poisoning was inside the tank car.
yeah, but it says that there was a valve left open or broken, and it was leaking a bunch of whatever was in the tank car out.
It looks like, based on this report, it was probably liquefied petroleum gas that was in the tank car. So
Ooh,
it
God,
it it
this
wouldn't have been
website's
an
crashing my
irritant.
Google.
It's crashing your Google. It wouldn't have been an irritant per se, but it would have been, it's displacing all the oxygen out of your lungs. He was just suffocating. Um. So yeah,
Oh, like my computer's like completely frozen.
that's not good. Uh, that's what happens when your computer is exposed to liquefied petroleum gas. No, this guy is lucky to be alive though.
Yeah.
This was a worker doing an inspection on the train, and another individual by the name of Woody Peterson apparently decided to open his car window to smoke a cigarette and heard someone calling for help. And so, yeah, the person calling for help was Tim Gruckel, might be how you pronounce his last name. Federal safety inspector with the Illinois Commerce Commission. He was inspecting an NS train around 2 p.m. This maybe I missed this. This should be in the mantle, I think, because a NS train leaking LPG everywhere and almost suffocating a guy to death is not pretty.
So, well, thinking about it though, isn't it illegal now to transport LPG by rail?
I don't
No.
think so.
Oh, I thought it was. I thought they made it illegal to ship large quantities of LPG by rail, or maybe it was just a unit.
Great. Still.
What do you say, Nick?
I said they still are running. Sorry, I'm like a little way away from the computer.
Yeah.
They run liquid LPG trains.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that. I thought they had banned it. That was a couple years ago. I heard that though. No,
that's
it
a
was
huge
liquid.
commodity.
It
They're
was. It wasn't LPG. It was LNG, liquid natural gas, that they banned,
Mm.
or at least they banned it in my area. I ain't seen an LNG train in years.
No. Best you can hope for is an LGB train.
Yes, I would love that.
But yeah, this was. I'm gonna add this. This was January 9th for NS. This is gonna go in the mantle of responsibility now. Folks that are watching the VOD of this are gonna go, hey, what is that one? Because I will not have added it yet at the beginning of the show. But yeah, no, thank you for bringing this up, because I also totally missed this in the discussion. So, yeah. Be careful around tank cars, I guess, is the lesson, right?
It's like that meme from a couple years ago when it goes like when you're switching in the middle of the night and you're standing on the end of the propane tanker and you say, give me 50, give me 50, give me 50, or whatever, and the thought that runs through your head is you see the other propane tanker loom out of the darkness in front of you.
Yeah, this is a common Derail Valley activities. All right, Kaiser, was that what you wanted to cover? Oh, well, she's back in the audience. Take care of it anyway. Oh no,
Oh, yes.
Hold on. I suppose that's I suppose that was a yes.
Yes, that was a yes.
Okay. All right.
I didn't mean to take off so.
There it goes. I
right.
love Discord. This is the perfect platform for this. We have another call in from Ceremony Diver. Diver, what is on your platform? Oh shoot, you've got some echo going on. Hello?
I can hear that.
Sorry, my mic
Hello,
picks
hello,
up everything.
hello, hello.
My mic picks
Hello,
up
hello.
everything, and my headphones have poor sound isolation. Even when my mic is off, it still works for some reason.
Hello.
That's concerning. TJ.
But anyways,
I don't know what they're
You know-
doing, but someone gave TJ too much power. What is it that you're bringing to the show here, Diver?
you know the guy who's restoring that little 040 Davenport locomotive?
Yeah, the guy that everybody hated for a brief moment.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's on the assembly process of it now.
Yeah, he everybody got angry at him because he steamed it up he put burning tires to make smoke and then steamed it up on air and ran it back and forth.
Wait, was this the fill it with concrete guy?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was that was an ex Edaville engine in upstate New York. No, this
Oh,
is
it
just
was. Oh,
yeah. This is something else, and he is doing the project himself, and I don't think he knows very much about steam locomotives. Like, I think he's kind of learning as he goes, which is like very respectable. And I don't really. I mean, I'm no expert, but I think. I don't think he did anything wrong, but people were very angry with him because he used air to move the locomotive back and forth to test the valve.
Okay, so there's two people that are actually restoring an 040 right now. There's that one guy, and then there's the guy who's got the Rec 2 Restored YouTube channel.
Isn't that the...
There's the other guy, I don't remember his name, but he bought a Porter. This is a Davenport.
That's a Davenporter. Do you have a link to an article or some such thing so we can know which one you're meaning?
Yeah.
I can give you the link to the channel, but I don't know if that'd be allowed.
Well, you can throw it in the public thread. Hold on.
All right.
I just pinged Jader.
Dog's going off.
Dog's going off. Snooze that shit.
The dogs are barking. But yeah, okay, yeah, Rec to Restored is the one in question. I don't remember this being the person that was the air thing.
Airbud.
Is this the one that you were talking about, TJ?
No, I don't know. I don't know. Apparently, I'm confused about which theme guy is Which Steam guy?
Well, it sounds to me like
No, the
that.
fill it with concrete guy is not a guy. It's a railroad, and the German locomotive, I'm pretty sure, is the one that got filled with concrete because it's an ex Edaville engine.
Uh, okay, yeah, yeah. Phil, I mean, but was it previously? It's one of the ones that they got from Germany for Edaville.
I think so.
Okay, yeah. There's plenty of there's a surprising number of
so-
locomotives with that lineage.
Let me
I think it's a hedge show, yeah.
okay. Let me clear up some confusion.
Go ahead.
The guy you're thinking of who burned tires to
Yeah, it's Ethan Hardy, the one that Mossy Mike.
yeah,
mentioned,
Ethan Hardy, and it's not a Porter, it's a Vulcan, I believe.
Live long and prosper.
Yes, exactly. It's an 04 04 yeah, the words 040 saddle tank.
Well,
Vulcan,
it
that's
really
Ethan
seems
Hardy's
like
one.
in the middle of COVID, everyone was doing sourdough starters. Now I think everyone just needs to jump on this bandwagon of getting an 040 and restoring it. I mean, please help me. Please help me convince my wife that this is a good thing to do.
I've unironically had this conversation with my wife for like, would you be willing to purchase a steam locomotive and restore it,
Would you like to buy a mattress?
or purchase an extremely cheap diesel electric locomotive in West Virginia? Anyways,
I heard from someone from the comments. I heard from someone that if you smell almonds near a hydrocyanic acid tanker, it's too late for you. I would generally steer clear of all of those. And I don't know if FEC 113 is still listed on Ozark Mountain Railcar. I don't know if it was ever legitimately for sale. There's a lot of shenanigans. I don't know who's vetting these listings.
I was also gonna mention the T1 trust, but I don't feel the need to mention that, being as that's kind of a pretty major thing, and you guys probably already touched on it.
We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. We haven't had an update since then. But yeah, I mean they're still working on it. They are in. I won't call it the home stretch, but they've got wheels, they've got a frame, they've got a cab, they've got a boiler and a smoke box, and a tender. What more can you ask for, aside from the rest of the locomotive?
A running engine.
A place to run it, like an actual stretch of track to run it.
Pueblo. Send it.
Well,
Yeah,
and then
the test track.
yeah, send it to Pueblo, then send it to Santa Fe, then back to Pueblo, and then back to.
Run
No
the
one's
T1
gonna get-
over Raton.
No one's gonna
Oh my
get
God.
that video reference. No one's gonna get that video reference unless you're an avid Heist fan.
Well, certainly there are no Heist fans around here. But
Floating bridges, drawboats.
was that what you wanted
Anyways,
to
I'm
to talk about, Diver?
Yes,
All right. Well,
Back to
thank you for
committing
coming on the show,
atrocities.
and you're welcome back anytime.
back to committing atrocities on Transport Fever 2.
Oh, that's so real. All right. I was gonna talk about something else. Speaking of.
I can't find my laptop charger, and I'm beginning to go crazy.
Uh-oh. Are you on the laptop right now?
Yeah, my computer isn't set up right now.
Oh, okay, so you're just like burning the last of your battery.
That's how dedicated I am to this
if-
show.
If Nick drops off the podcast, we know what happened to him.
I'm at 50%, so I've got wiggle room.
So simulated service on the full 2 line will begin in the next month. I'm didn't finish reading this actually quite lengthy article about. They're actually calling it Cross Lake Light Rail. And yeah, they're going to inaugurate service, which will allow 2 trains to run all the way from Redmond to Linwood, which are both real locomotion town names. Passing through the cores of Bellevue and Seattle on the way. They are going to be doing simulated service, which I suppose that means they're going to sort of add frequency to the areas in where the line overlaps with other lines that would mirror this connection. And I would love it if someone who knows more about this system ends up hopping on, because it's fascinating. It's really neat, and I love light rail systems. I love lightrail.gif. And if we're talking in that neighborhood, we did get another article or another post which was about rail service on Vancouver Island. Now, there is currently no rail service on Vancouver Island. There is a tourist train, which I'm not sure if it runs. I at one point reached out to them to get photos of their Mikado tank engine, and they never responded to me. So I don't know. That seems to be the way with these organizations. There's usually only one person answering the emails, and they don't really know how to use email. If you are part of a heritage organization and you guys are good with communication, thank you. Thank you so much. But yeah, this Restore Island Rail petition for sort of commuter service across Vancouver Island has apparently hit 34,000 thousand signatures, which is pretty significant. I would love it if something came of this. They have a couple of maps, and the Restore Island Rail page is pretty well fleshed out. Apparently there are 78 days and change left for public engagement, although I don't know exactly what that means in this context. And there was a freight study done a couple of years ago, but it's not actively being used for anything. So, I invite everyone to read. I'll drop a link to the post about the petition and the link to the website for Restore Island Rail in the cargoes. Where, oh, where have my co-hosts gone?
What is the reply to that?
I don't
Isn't there,
know.
like, a specific
I
reply?
would hope the reply would be right here.
Here I am, your co-host. I am.
Yeah, right here. This is a thing that that has happened.
Yes.
Shoot, I lost the link to the petition now.
Imagine a Vancouver Island.
You can rotate a Vancouver Island in your mind.
You are now manually Vancouver Island.
It seems pretty neat out there. I do hope they get something on these rails because they've got quite a bit of it for a semi-populated, fairly large island.
Yeah.
And there's certain, I mean, they should just connect it to Sound Transit with a big floating bridge.
They got the dank wires.
They want to. But yeah, what else is going on in train news this week? Just passing through everything, we did have a couple of articles on this Catskill Mountain Railroad locomotive fire. There was an act of arson on, I believe this is an RS1 at the Catskill Mountain, and they did arrest and charge someone, but both of the links are inaccessible to me. So it's good to know that something is happening with regard to that, because I wouldn't want a locomotive to burn down and then everyone to just sort of shrug their shoulders and say, well, that's a shame.
I did see. Did you see that there's a couple interesting new vendors at the Big E this year?
No, I
Nice.
haven't had the chance to really look through the list of stuff. What did you find?
So Amtrak and the NPS are going to be there.
Oh wow!
Oh, the NPS is back! Yay, more 3713 stuff. I hope.
I hope.
Oh, speaking of the Big E,
Yeah.
apparently this year they are doing a train ride on CT Fail down
CT
to
fail?
Yeah.
Why?
Charger found it. No, I just like being funny. They're doing a train ride on Sunday morning down to like Hartford. It's like the train leaves Springfield at like 7 a.m. You go down to Hartford. They have breakfast. You have like a fully catered breakfast, and then you come back, and then you're at the show. They bus you to the show for 10 o'clock.
That's crazy.
That's
Yeah, I'm
Interesting.
assuming it's already all sold out, or it will sell out soon. but they announced it on another I was listening to another podcast, and I know I'm cheating on the
Another
Terminus podcast. I'm cheating.
It's okay if you're on
Yeah,
the
I
show,
was-
you don't have to listen to it. I also don't listen to the show.
Yeah, believe it or not, I do not listen.
Yeah, I don't generally listen
Listen,
to the show.
if you're not on though, you should listen because we make fun of you when you're not here.
Yeah,
Well, everybody does that anyway, so it's fine.
You need to come on and defend your honor.
everyone hates me anyway.
True.
But no, that's really neat. I'll definitely have to swing by both the NPS and the Amtrak booths because, I mean, how often do you get to talk shop with people from those
Amtrak.
organizations?
Also, apparently the what are they called? The New Jersey Transit Rail Operations team is going to be there as well.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. Well, at least we'll get some New Jersey representation because I know Black River is not going to be there this year.
We have a hand
Yeah.
raised, by the way.
They what? Oh, we have a hand raised. Oh, thank you. Diver has returned. Also, I was being told that in the thread that the group is unfortunately very non-serious and uses AI for the Vancouver Island Railway, which is sad.
Yeah.
So, you know, take
This is
what
a bit
they're hoping for with a grain of salt.
This is a bit of old news, but you know that one railway trestle that burned down because of arson?
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down? Sorry.
In, like Northwest.
Yeah, in the Pacific Northwest,
the-
trestle burned down. Which one?
I believe it's called the Cameron Lake Trestle.
All right. What about it?
Actually, I need to make sure that's the correct trestle. Actually, hold on.
Well, I did find I looked up Cameron Lake Trestle, and there was a fire, and there was a trestle that was on fire, and oh my god, the rails being kinked on this. I'm gonna drop this Facebook post in the public thread. Take a look at this. There was also Niles Canyon. There was also Mount Rainier Scenic had a trestle
might have
burned down.
It might have been one of those, but all I know is that for people who are not in the Roblox world of things, one of the railroad games on here, which cost like money to get into, they raised the price to get into it, and the raised price they put donations towards that thing to get it fixed.
Okay, well that's.
I don't
good.
remember which trestle it was.
Okay,
all I know
I could
is-
imagine that
yeah.
being Niles Canyon maybe, because they were the ones that, or maybe Mount Rainier. Mount Rainier has been great with their PR. I've actually been, it's
I believe it was
they're easy
Mount
to
Rainier
follow.
because that one was burned by arson, if I'm correct.
I think there were suppositions of arson, but I don't know if anything was ever confirmed, and I'm fairly certain that nobody was ever sort of arrested.
Micah, shush. Anyways, I just looked at the image you posted and yeesh, heat kink.
Yeah, I'm going to throw. Washington's Department of Natural Resources says that the Mount Rainier fire was human caused, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it was arson. That said, there's been a lot of stuff going on around Mount Rainier, so I wouldn't be completely surprised, but I also don't want to jump to conclusions.
Also, I'm a bit stupid. What's the big E?
The Big E, thank you for asking. The Big E is perhaps the largest model train show. It happens in West Springfield, Massachusetts every year on the last weekend of January, so it's coming up right around the corner. I look forward to seeing many of the individuals in this server there, and if you're listening to me, you can hear me. Sorry, I can hear myself
Sorry, let me
through
mute.
your
Let me mute.
microphone.
Let me mute.
Watch
I have
ourselves.
more stuff to say, but I'm gonna
Watch
mute myself.
ourselves. Yeah, no. You can find me at the Providence Northern Model Railroad booth, which can't remember what building that's in off the top of my head. TJ, do you remember?
Which one?
Young, I think.
The PN booth. Yeah, Young building sounds right. Young, I
I don't
think
know. I'm not a volunteer
94
anymore. I
is
can't
our.
can't advocate.
Anyhow,
I have no affiliation.
yeah, no, we don't.
Did you at one point volunteer?
No, they actually got it stacked up this time. You guys have plenty of volunteers.
But you were a member of the club way back in the day.
Yes, I was. I was an
Well,
OG
it
club member. Yeah, I'm kind of low-key hoping that Jack prints one for me because he has in the past, even though I haven't signed up.
I haven't heard anything about like, oh, these are our standby names this year, but you know, maybe I'll touch base once we have that all figured out.
Yeah,
What is it
Jack
that
is
you
my
wanted to
girl.
bring up, Diver?
I just forgot it. Jesus.
Okay, well, you can come back on if you remember what you wanted to talk about. I have
Alright.
a local thing that I wanted to run by, especially TJ.
yes.
Saw an article the other day about operators for the MBTA commuter rail. Because apparently
Ooh, I didn't.
Keolis has been Keolis's contract may be coming to an end soon.
Yes.
I've heard Keyless just generally sucks. Is that true?
Yeah, they kind of do. They're kind of ass.
I can't agree or disagree. I'm not like super jazzed about Keolis, but I wonder if someone else could do much better. I guess I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is, yeah, they're not great,
I think
but
the state. I think the state should just do it. Like, stop private contracting it out. I think we should operate our own commuter rail. Maybe that's
Agree.
too woke, but
I mean, I
you
can't
know,
really
keeping it
disagree
in-
with that.
keeping it in house, I feel like would cause solve so many of the problems that we have with the commuter rail. Like getting new how hard it is to get new equipment because it's like such a process, you know.
I hate how
Or, like,
far I
putting
have
it,
to
like-
scroll down in this article to find out who they could be talking about. The
I think Amtrak is one of them.
The titles say these three operators. The first paragraph says these groups. The second paragraph says, three collectivist transit operators that could take over the operation and maintenance. And then the next paragraph says, beginning this month, the MBTA will engage with each entity as part of a competitive dialogue process, without saying what it is. I scroll all the way down in like paragraph 5 or 6. The short list of qualified bidders includes the duo of Keolis America Incorporated and Alstom Transport USA Incorporated. So they'd be
Ew.
working together.
That's gross.
Another
That's
group
bad.
dubbed Mass Regional Rail is a consortium of Alternate Concepts Incorporated, Transit America Services Incorporated, and French company RATP Development SA.
What is it with French companies coming here to run our damn commuter rail?
Well, at least they know how to run trains, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, Kalos is French too.
Oh, so it's the just French on French violence for this
Yeah.
contract.
And Alstom.
And then existing rail clients of the Boston headquartered ACI, blah, 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 blah. A third group includes Transdev North America Incorporated, which calls itself the largest private operator and integrator of multiple modes of public transportation in the United States, and private UK-based operator Transport UK Holdings Limited. So there's no single organization that this contract could go to, which seems strange. I don't know. Maybe this is the norm, but it seems unnecessarily complicated. I don't know about you two, but it seems unnecessarily complicated to me.
Yeah.
It's like
just
yeah,
run your own
I,
damn trains, dude.
I don't understand why they can't do it themselves, frankly.
Yeah,
About a
Ellis, you guys are right next to Yankee Dabbler again, stealer of AC-44s.
Yankee Nabbler. Yeah, we're gonna be back to back with them. Are we back to back with them and the
and the deluxe people who
Deluxe people. God damn
who
it.
like have like the little skimpy suits, I guess.
Yeah,
or
the models, yeah.
the model in
The
the
models.
skin tight
The
suit.
The
models,
crazy
the model
thing to me
paint
is that
show.
it's like a family.
It's a family
Dude, that guy
business.
is. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do for the family, you know.
Okay,
Hey, honey, you're
you
attractive.
say
Can
that
you wear the
until
skimpy suit
you
to the
know.
train show?
Oh my God, Fed Hobbies is gonna be at the show.
Oh, there's gonna be feds in the
Wait, what?
Well, it's Federal Hobbies, but I have the map of the show open right now, and it's Fed. It just says Fed Hobbies, and I'm like, Fed Hobbies?
Don't buy anything from Fed Hobbies.
It's a
They'll,
fed.
they'll come for you. Anyway, here's a great stat line at the end of this article, or I guess towards the middle. I don't know. The commuter rail's average weekday ridership as of October 25 sat at just over 104,000 people, accounting for 11% of total MBTA weekday riders across all modes. So, two things: 100,000 people a day, not too bad. 11% of weekday ridership is on the commuter rail. I feel like I'm surprised how low that is. I thought it would be higher.
I mean, just because it's low doesn't mean it's bad.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I don't know why, but I thought with the breadth of the MBTA commuter rail system that it would be drumming up more than 11% of the ridership. But I guess I also don't know if that's like total unlinked trips. You know, if somebody takes the commuter rail into South Station and then gets on an orange line train and then gets on a green line train, does that count as one trip for the statistic, or does it count as 3? So that's it's much easier to calculate when you don't worry about the original origin and original destination and just talk about, oh, people got on the train. So I would assume that 11%, there's a weight against it, because if you ride 2 different subway lines or 2 different bus lines, then that's counting double, you know? And nobody's making a transfer on the commuter rail to get much of anywhere.
Yeah. Unless you transfer at Reedville.
That's true. There's a thing in here
I wonder
about Fairmont Line. T said contract scope includes parking operations along with delivering and operating Fairmont Line decarbonized battery electric multiple unit service. And upgrading the legacy rail system to modern high-frequency regional rail service. Well, that's not going to happen if the cities and towns along the routes keep shutting down the MBTA's ideas. Don't get me started with that.
Have you? Can we get started on that really quick, Ellis?
So the city of Reading, Massachusetts, really grinds my gears. All right, the city of Reading, Massachusetts, has successfully lobbied for getting no trains. Okay, or getting no additional trains. They don't want the turnback track. They don't want more frequency. And you know what? They're winning. All right, they won. The MBTA said, "Fine, we will not build a turnback track north of Reading so that we can run half-hour headways. Instead, we're going to maybe move it to the next town down. We'll do it in Wakefield instead."
Let's go.
So north of Wakefield, things are going to get worse, and south of Wakefield, things are going to get better. So anyway, that is about it. Does anyone have any more railroad news that we want to cover before we start to wrap the show? Because 36:41, and if we're going to do a post-show, it means we need to start pumping the brakes now. So, last call for audience members, for my co-host, for everyone else. Going once?
You got nothing.
Going twice. Oh, Diver. Does Diver remember?
The buzzer.
The buzzer beater.
Buzzer beater.
Diver, what was the thing you wanted to talk about?
Well, it's not really something railroad news, but it's something that a railroad being a company owning a locomotive being a dick about.
Go on.
They made a locomotive inoperable by removing its throttle and dry pipe.
Who did?
Seattle City Light, when they put a locomotive on display. Anyway.
Well, locomotives on display do be like that. Taking the throttle out and removing... Well, the dry pipe The dry pipe is a piece of pipe. Taking the throttle out is unfortunate if you're going to try to jump into the locomotive and drive off with it, but
It's welded to the tracks. You can't drive away with
well.
that.
So then, what do you need a throttle for? You can put the throttle somewhere else, because it's a big, heavy mechanical piece of kit, and taking it out and maintaining it is a thing you have to do
but
anyway.
they have the cap open to go inside. The most you could do is leave the throttle there, so kids could pretend they're driving a train.
No, because the thing is going to seize up. You're not going to be able to. Oh, do you mean the throttle like the lever?
Yes, the lever.
Okay, I thought you meant like the throttle inside the dome, which might as well come out anyway.
Actually, the funny thing is that the reverser does move back and forth. It's not seized up.
Well, obviously they don't want anybody driving off with it. So anyway, what locomotive is this?
The same one, the SRRY number 6. That's why I said it's a pain in the arse to do research on locomotives with the railway abbreviation of SRRY, because it just pops you up to the freaking sorry board game.
Or the
That's
Southern. All right, well, thank you, Diver, and we're gonna start to wind down the show now.
Yes, and I forgot how to go back into the audience.
It's okay, I can help you with that. Do I have guesses from my co-host for the latest train in Amtrak? I think that is the next thing to do here.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure that I'm doing things in the right order. Yes. Latest train in Amtrak.
I feel like it's something out east today.
Is that so?
Yeah, the Chiefs been doing really well lately. So I feel like if the Chiefs doing well, then everything's doing well. That's definitely how that works.
Chief is the barometer. Okay, so
I think the
thinking-
Floridian's been late a lot lately. So I'm gonna say, would it be the northbound Floridian or the westbound Floridian?
If you
going
say-
towards Chicago.
I would call it northbound, southbound. So towards
Okay,
Chicago,
then I'll
would be
go
northbound.
northbound Floridian.
Northbound Floridian. Okay, TJ.
I'm gonna have to say southbound, westbound, and Builder. I'm gonna have to say.
Westbound Builder. Okay, and if anyone, I won't read them out, but if anybody wants to try their luck, you can say what your guess is in the public thread. I see another one for the northbound Floridian. I see one for the eastbound Empire Builder. It has been the eastbound Empire Builder quite a bit. So, the northbound Floridian is 19 minutes late at Martinsburg, West Virginia. Also, it is 2 minutes late at Orlando, Florida. So those are the two northbound Floridians. What did you ask for, TJ?
Westbound Builder.
Westbound Builder. The Empire Builder to Seattle. We're on to Seattle. Is 42 minutes late at Havre, Montana. It's also
Pretty
on
good.
time at Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Honorable mentions today, before I give the game away completely. There's a 22-minute late Acela, which is an honorable mention because it's an Acela. There is a 1 hour and 3 minute late Empire Builder to Chicago. That's eastbound. And the latest train on Amtrak. Oh, another one just popped up on the board. There's a 1 hour late Northeast Regional at Ashland. The latest train on Amtrak is the 4 hour and 46 minute late Cardinal to New York at Clifton Forge, Virginia. That is train number 50.
You know, all things considered, Amtrak's doing pretty well right now.
The map looks pretty good. Yeah. So I'm going to put that in the thing here, which is going to be the Cardinal.
Ooh, that's gross. I forgot they changed the name of the San Joaquin.
Oh, does
so
it
the
say
Gold-
Gold Runner
Gold-
on the map now?
Gold Runner.
There's Gold Runner on the
Yeah.
map now. That's so gross.
It is. It's a worse name. I like San Joaquin. So this is Clifton Forge, Virginia.
Can Amtrak get charged a point for that? Can we have a point for Amtrak for changing the name to something dumb and
Yeah,
stupid?
I'll go and tell them in person at the show in a couple weeks. Which that means for the weekend of the Big E, there is probably not going to be an episode of the podcast. There might be a live show. We could, the old style of live show where we just jump on a webcam and say hello. But I wanted to do this one this week because if I didn't, there would be a gap in between this and the next one, a gap in between the next one and the one after that. And the more often we do these, the easier it is to manage the amount of news that we get. So, always keep contributing news. Hop onto our Discord. Uh, Tomorrow is another episode of Transport Fever 2. Thursday, hopefully, will be a return to Tolbrand, which I haven't done in a few weeks. I've just been very busy with various things. I'm trying to remember if there's any other maintenance of way stuff that I need to cover, but that's just kind of where we are. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you to Stephen West of the Loco Base. Thank you to Virtual Railfan. Thank you to all of you and my co-hosts, of course. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and the train will terminate at this station.
Tomorrow. Train will terminate tomorrow.